Andy, exactly what you're saying. Like a citizen in Mobile. Honestly, it was one of my favorite comments on a post, and it was about like people driving through Mobile and not necessarily stopping. Boys, what's going on? Happy day, Chris. How you doing, dude?
What's up, gentlemen?
Chris, guess who we got on with us, man? We got Andy V, man, Andy Vickers.
What up?
Legend.
Hey Andy, what's up, dude? So I was just telling you right before we hit record that why we're doing this, how we're doing this, what's up. It's Chris and I were having a coffee I don't know, man, once a quarter. I feel like, Chris, is that about right?
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah.
About once a quarter. We were like grabbing a coffee, just catching up, talking about like websites and SEO and what's going on in the city and what's happening here. And then finally, I was just like, dude, do you want to hop on here once a week and let's just hit record like we're having the coffee? And so it's like, no real set rules. I mean, we have stuff that we always bring and we'll like talk about things that are happening that we saw pop up in the city, but like that's how this started, man. So it's just pure chat, pure conversation, which means you're now invited to the coffee chat.
Yeah.
ADV to
I'm in the club.
You were in the club, dude, to throw in
Oh man.
whatever you want into the ring. So that's
Cool.
That's the rules. Rules are there are no rules. Except I am proud that you have your jacket on because
Is that a rule?
Well, no, it's not a rule, man, but we just discovered that it's straight up vest weather, like cool weather, jacket weather.
Quarter zip season is here.
It's zip season,
Perfect.
dude. Quarter zip season.
Zip season, dude. I'm a big vest guy. Big vest guy. I can't fit my vest yet. I'm on the way to fitting my vest again. And if y'all hear a background noise, it's because I'm using my buddy Brad's event space, the social experiment. It's underneath the old exchange. And they told me nobody would be in the parking garage today because it doubles as that, and he's about to back in. So that was the garage door opening.
No,
but maybe he'll say something on the show.
Dude, is the social experiment is that the event space that's in the back?
Yeah, so think of it all as kind of like, I think that, and he can probably better explain it, but borrow your space without permission. That's kind of like the umbrella, right? And then you have Beard and Blade and I might butcher this. Sorry, Brad, if I do in advance, but yeah, Beard and Blade, which is the beard trim haircut place, which by the way, they just shaped me up. Got Red Beard Nation looking good. But then you have the coffee shop, and I believe they'll be doing like craft cocktails later. He can actually tell you better. They told me that you weren't coming in today, that I could use this for an interview, but come jump on the interview real quick so that I make sure I'm not butchering what social experiment is, Beard and Blade and all that.
Yeah, so exactly. We'll tag them in the post, man.
There you go. We'll get them in here in a minute. Am I less professional than you remembered 2 years ago?
No, man, this is perfect.
All right,
this
cool.
is the,
It's walking up right now.
All right, cool. Well, then
I'm gonna give him one headphone so he can read. This will be your right ear, so he can tell you. But I told them social experiment is the like umbrella, right? You have Beard and Blade underneath it. You have what's the coffee shop and cocktail? Knuckle Bones. Then there's a third, right?
Social experiment do events and things like that, and that's the sunshine.
Right.
Yeah, this guy's
What's up, Brad?
And upstairs, just so everybody, a lot of people who tune in probably used to do events at the exchange and stuff. That's where the exchange was, the first, like the original co-working space in downtown.
Exactly.
Is now his office for one of his businesses.
You did good. You did good, Andy. Andy, you did a good job. You did a good job promoting, man. That was good.
Good. It's phenomenal.
We'll tag all these. We'll tag them all, man. Yeah, we'll tag all these spots.
Thanks, buddy. I'll come meet with you after this. All right.
All right,
I didn't get kicked out. We're good.
They've got a special coffee right now in a skull
Special
mug.
coffee in a skull mug. Ooh, he dropped that promo. He's already out. He's a busy guy.
Yeah,
I think
you gotta go by and get that.
Yeah.
When you get a haircut or a beard trim, you get a complimentary Americana. While you wait or while you're sitting there getting your cut, it's awesome. It's
do you really?
12 out of 10.
That's awesome. I trim my own hair nowadays, but I'm totally game. I'm totally game to
I'm too scared to touch it. I've gone through the beard phase 3 times in life. This is the 3rd attempt. The last 2 ended prematurely because I messed them up both times. And the first one I ever grew was when we took the duck boats to Hurricane Harvey relief. That was the first time I ever went 2 weeks without shaving. I was always clean cut, right? And I was like, wow, I can grow one because none of the guys in my family can. So I was like, it's not only do I want to do this, but I feel like it's my duty for the Vickers family to grow this luscious red beard. So
it's your responsibility.
Then I tried to trim it on my own when I got back to Mobile, and that's why I went back to clean shave Andy.
It's your responsibility. No, yeah. So good. All right. Question. Do you know, Andy, do you know what this is? Do you know what this picture is? Do you know what this is? Can you see? I
Is
know
that a silent disco?
it is a silent disco, man. Have you ever been to a silent headphone party or silent
I've
disco?
done some F45 classes that were silent disco themed in other
Really?
cities, and
Okay.
it's sick.
Okay. So
So everything's glow in the dark, lights are off, everybody's wearing like neon and stuff, and you have a DJ mixing in the corner, and everybody has their headphones on. It's really cool.
yeah. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to one. And Chris, you'd never been to one, right?
Kinda. I did one on a cruise ship.
That's
It
right.
was
That's
a
right.
Disney cruise, so
That's
I
right.
don't know
A
if it
little
really counts.
Similar yet different. Yeah.
Same but different.
You have put on headphones, yeah. So last week, Matt Lamont hopped on with us, and we were chatting, and it was kind of cool, man. Simone French came on and played a song for us in the morning. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, I showed Matt, and I was like, "Hey, man, I kind of want to produce one of these. I'll get with you offline."
Yes.
And so, anyways, I think I've talked Matt into co-producing a silent headphone party with me.
Dude, I'm there.
In early January. It's not going to be
And
labeled.
I'm just saying, I'm an amateur DJ and I work for free, so I don't know what the budget is, but I could mix us up some sick
free
tunes.
99, babe. Well, so here's how it'll work, man. I think what we want to do is have at least 2 DJs, but maybe 3, where because you can choose the headphones that we'll get will have 3 different light colors, and
The bounce between.
Yeah, you bounce between, and then you kind of make it like a fun competition as well, I think, where
You don't want me there then, dude. I'm going to hurt the other 2 DJs' feelings. So I'm just going to go ahead and just be a listener at this for the sake of everybody else involved.
Because you would blow them out? Is that what we're
Dude,
saying?
my playlist, man, I'm not going to tell you how I cheat. I don't actually create them, but I have access to some really good ones through F45, and they're just unmatched.
Oh, so you would just hit play and just act like you're changing
over COVID, whenever we would go out on the boat every day while my gyms were closed, everybody thought I was an amateur DJ. I just had a really cool app on my phone. And now the cat's out of the bag. Sorry, I can't lie anymore in this new life. It was all fake, but it was still a good time, so you can't be too mad.
Oh, that's awesome. Nobody will know. I think I don't know, man. Like we'll continue to develop. I literally just I'm gonna call it pitched it to him the other day, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm totally game. He's totally game to do it." So we have.
How long ago was he on the show?
Last week. Last week.
Did he mention our Movember golf tournament that's coming up on November 3rd?
No, he didn't. But that's probably just
he's the one who brought me into it. Anyways, we'll talk about it closer to November 3rd.
Yeah, no, I think he would have had, maybe just the right kind of avenue came up or whatever. But now that you brought it up,
shameless plug.
Go ahead and tell us about it.
It's gonna benefit the Movember Association, right? Which is a men's health organization. I'm doing some cool stuff with them next year in the fitness space, but this year they asked me to come on board and just help in whatever way possible. It's gonna be at Spring Hill Golf Course on November 3rd. It's 4-man scramble teams.
Nice. Very cool.
We still have whole sponsorships available and all kinds of stuff. So if anybody's interested, they can just reach out to me directly and I can link them up.
Very cool. Very cool. He did give us the hint that he was taking over space there to help. I guess it was the restaurant. the restaurant itself. And then, but it sounds like he's going to, at the golf course. And it sounds like he's going to be.
Okay. That would make sense.
Yeah. So
dude. That would be sick. You know more than me.
Well, that was news to us last week. He publicly,
right.
I think it, I don't know if it's been announced, but obviously it was public enough that he mentioned it to us on the show. Yeah. And so it sounds like he's going to be a bit involved maybe in how they do some of the golfing itself, maybe to make it more events and interactive and stuff. So that's cool. Yeah, so that was really exciting. Speaking of events, I gotta throw up. Hold on before I even tell y'all just a little pre-party. Dude, I was gonna put on these boots with the fur for you boys. I was gonna squeeze into these things, and
now.
There's no way. Chris, these are Mandy's boots.
I could be speaking for myself or with you, but I'd rather see him in some apple bottom jeans. What about you? The boots are cool.
I'll be more impressed with the apple bottom jeans.
I'll be honest. I didn't know what apple bottom jeans were. I was.
I still don't.
But now I think is it talking about somebody's booty? Must be talking about somebody's booty. Is that what it is?
I
It the
thought it was a
jeans?
brand. Is it the booty?
I don't
Or
know.
is it a
Honestly,
brand that like accentuates the booty? That's
Chris.
probably closer to the
Uh,
truth.
My
Chris,
first
what's the
thought
answer?
was the color.
My computer's dead, so I can't Google right now, or else my phone won't work for this interview. So that's on y'all. We
I was
gotta know.
gonna I was gonna put on some jeans and with little pictures of apples at the bottom, and I was gonna show those to y'all. But these are my apple bottom jeans, boys. Yeah. So we get the
That's
boots
pretty
with her.
embarrassing.
So is it true? Is it true that this? I'm gonna call him a young man. That this young man T-Pain, who he's not young anymore. I don't know how old this gentleman is, but
I don't
he's
either.
coming. He's coming to Mobile on Friday. Apparently, he's playing at Mardi
He
Gras
sure
Park.
is for free. For the free.
Yeah, for the free, dude. I guess. Yeah, Andy Citron here, sponsored by Andy Citron, saying
Yep.
thank you very much for being a city. I'm gonna bring T-Pain to town. Does anybody know how old T-Pain is? I'm about to find out right now if y'all don't know.
My friend Google does.
Yeah, Chris, can you look it up for me while we're chatting? I feel like you're looking it up.
I feel like he's probably 40, but
I'd say that you're probably
I'm
in the
guessing about
ballpark.
39.
39. Oh, dude,
We're
dude,
good.
literally,
We're really
literally
good.
Me and T-Pain are the same age, man. I love it. I guarantee he's still got it. I bet he's gonna put on pretty wild show, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, y'all know that T-Pain didn't pursue the auto-tune sector of music because he's not talented enough to sing without it. Like, he's actually really good. He actually performs Tennessee Whiskey in the middle of his sets and no auto-tune. Just out there
Really?
belting it. Yes.
Nice.
Really? So
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah, I've never seen
I
it.
just learned this last
Yeah.
week on social media. Somebody tagged me in a video and I was like, no way.
And it
But
was
yes,
good.
way.
It was
It
good.
was really good. It was really good.
Wow. So auto-tune. So we did auto-tune just because it was like maybe the thing to do. It was like cutting it.
I
It was just
wasn't-
like the technology, I guess.
I wasn't involved in the music industry back then, but I consider him as the pioneer of auto-tune. So I don't
think
know
so.
if there were those before him. He definitely made it the most mainstream and the most like focus
Yeah.
of his career. But I think that
Exactly.
we cannot be discrediting anybody by saying that to us he's the pioneer of auto-tune.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think like if you were to tell me like auto-tune, who do you think of? I'd be like T-Pain. Like
Exactly.
100%. That's who would come to my mind. I actually can't name you any other artists. I don't even know who else.
Lil Wayne started using it a little bit in some of his stuff around that era, but half the songs T-Pain was featured in. So, it was kind of like came with the territory, I guess. So we'll call him the godfather of auto-tune, I guess. He has a new title in Mobile.
We'll give him a little. We'll give him that. We'll give him. That's a background. Every time if T-Pain comes up anymore today, we're playing that.
Boom.
We're playing that in the background, man.
Don't judge me if I start twerking on this wall back here.
Hey, if you get excited and you gotta do what you gotta do, buddy. You know what I
Just
mean?
mind your business, keep the show going. It'll all be okay.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Andy, tell us so there's a few things Chris and I have gotten on here and we've kind of brainstormed on over the last 5 or 6 weeks. I can tell you what a few of those are, and then you can tell me if any of those are interesting to you or if you're like maybe something else.
They're probably all interesting to me, but let's
Yeah.
get for it.
Yeah, or maybe something else comes to mind and you're like, oh yeah, well here's something I've been thinking about or whatever. So one idea that I don't know if Chris knows, I'm kind of still chasing going down this rabbit hole a little bit, but there's this bridge in Pensacola called Graffiti Bridge. And it's kind of cool. We stumbled upon it. I'm not even sharing my screen today. Otherwise, I may still have an image I can pop up.
I've seen it before.
Okay, you've seen it before. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
So saw the idea and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, okay, actually, here's a sample. Here was a Jimmy Buffett image. I'll throw that back up or whatever. Just
Dude, R.I.P. to Paw Johnny, man. What a guy. Just kidding. I don't know who he is. R.I.P. still, but I'm just kidding. I do not know Johnny.
Is Johnny on there?
Yeah, up top.
Oh, on the top. Okay. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what are you even talking about? Man? I got you.
Thanks for putting the image back up so all the listeners don't think I'm that crazy.
Yeah, man. I had to see it myself. I was like, who's Papa Johnny? So like the idea of a graffiti bridge is probably a little extreme and like but that idea spurred another idea. We're like, well, hey, it's kind of like what the cannon used to be, except the city stopped, like you can no longer take a permit and like paint the cannon.
The schools took it out of control. The kids like had to take it to the next level because I went to Murphy, right?
Yeah. Same here.
Sorry, barber, but I gotta confess, I've painted the cannon before.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations applies here. You're good.
That's right. Yeah, that was That was at least 2011 at the latest. So here we are, a decade
Yeah, you're
plus. I'm good. Yeah.
You're safe.
So I
You're
did
safe,
it.
man.
good. And Murphy
I
sucks
did it.
now. So
I might have been one of the last ones to paint it blue and yellow, honestly.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, well, I mean, it just got painted after McGill game recently or whatever. But the I guess the legal painting of it, like the city just removed the permits. Like you can no longer get a permit to paint it. Anyways,
Gotcha.
that's not the reason for the idea. But like, I was like, man, it'd be cool to have kind of an ever changing art wall that like you don't like anyone can paint, anyone can adjust.
I had this idea.
Yeah, and so like. Yeah, so we thought it was cool. We actually, so like Lucy Gafford, who's the director of the Mobile Arts Council, hopped on.
I was on the
and-
board however many years. When I was in the tourism world, I was on the board of the Arts Council
Oh, nice, man.
with
Awesome.
Lucy. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. So she hopped on and like kind of brainstormed it with us, and she liked the idea, and so we're still like communicating about it. Like we thought it would be super cool in a downtown space.
Can I give y'all an idea that I had
yeah.
that I do not have the time to pursue? It can be y'all's idea if y'all just run with it.
Well, we're not going to pursue it. Full disclosure, I have 0 time. Chris has 0 time, but we do want to spur
Maybe a listener will
innovation.
pursue it. Okay.
We do want to spur innovation. Yeah.
So we
What is
know
it?
the like dead zone of Middle Dolphin, right?
Yep.
Between the two sides. I think that any building that is not an open operating business, and this, by the way, disclaimer, this is not an idea from the city, from the mayor's office, from anything. So it's literally just an idea in my head. I've never pursued it or gotten any political sign off or anything, right? So just to be completely clear.
Full disclosure.
But what if we charged them I don't like to use the word blight anymore, but we say a blight tax. If you're not going to do anything with the business space and it's not actively for sale, if you're just sitting on the property right in our entertainment district, then either you pay a blight tax every month or you let the Arts Council board up the front of it or whatever we want to do and make a mural, right? Because I spend a lot of time in Nashville. I basically split my time between here and Nashville now. And I don't know if y'all have ever been, but in the Gulch area, there's a giant mural of these wings, okay? It's the bachelorette party capital of the world, but any tourist and mainly female that come there, you have to get a picture with the wings. I pretty much lived there over COVID. And I lived in the Gulch. I would be running on my morning run. The sun was barely coming up and there would be a line with hundreds of people waiting to take a picture. And during popular tourism season, that's all day. So why not create something that becomes a landmark that partners with Visit Mobile, Arts Council, and the city, where we have something that's a definitive place of like, when you do stop in Mobile, Alabama, you have to get your picture with that and go viral.
Agree with it 1,000%. It's so funny. I'm trying to find my Trello list. That's literally one of the ideas. So I have these like topic ideas and I'm like, that we want to discuss on the show. That something like that is very similar. Cool. And really, really funny. Actually, I feel like, Chris, didn't someone just a few weeks ago, not go into depth like that, but say we need something that's like Instagrammable? Or was that maybe that was on a face? Oh, you know what it was? It was on a Facebook comment on one of our posts. So, yeah. Okay. So Andy, exactly what you're saying, like a citizen in Mobile, honestly, it was one of my favorite comments on a post. And it was about like people driving through Mobile and not necessarily stopping on their way to whatever. Yeah. And it's just like,
I saw that one. I commented.
Of course, people come to Mobile, but there's a lot more people that are like, I mean, tell me the truth. I know y'all have connected with people and people were like, oh yeah, I've heard of Mobile. I've been through there. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Mobile. It's Mobile.
Yeah.
I've been through Mobile.
Yeah.
I stopped at the big ship. What's that ship's name? Oh yeah. The USS Alabama. Yeah.
Dude, I've talked to more people that never. I'm like, yeah, cool. Did you stop in? They're like, well, no. I mean, like I was driving through. I saw it though. Like I saw the town or whatever. I just feel like in my life I've had more conversations with people like cruising through.
Hey man, you're basically stating every great organization exists to solve a problem, right? You're basically listing the mission statement of Visit Mobile. And when we were in the tourism industry with Sylvia's, Colonial Florida Mobile, the Doug boats, everything that we did was with the sole purpose of getting someone to pull off of that exit. And we eventually wanted to be like a weekend destination, right? But we started with how do we become a 1 hour destination with the tour, then a half a day, then maybe, hey, next year we had such a good time in Mobile on our way down to Disney. We're going to stop and stay one night at the Battle House and take a duck boat ride or do or take a food tour, take any of this. So everything that you're saying is still an issue, but like that's why that organization exists. And like I think that a collaborative post on social media, getting other people's opinions of it
Yeah.
is awesome. Because
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I think I've exhausted my mental capacity to think of ways to get people to pull off the interstate.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, man, I'm all about conversation. Go ahead, Chris.
And it's going to get a lot harder. I mean, once they build that bridge, it's going to be a lot harder to get people to pull off. So we got to be more proactive.
Well, we haven't built it yet, so maybe some civil engineers in the group or architects can come up with a way where we don't make it harder, right? Because at least we don't already have the bridge.
Yeah,
I'm not anti-bridge, also, by the way.
I'm not either.
Yeah, I'm
And this
not either.
conversation, once again, has no political affiliation. You're just talking to Andy Vickers today, just for the record.
Yeah, none of it. I mean, that's kind of yeah. Honestly, like none of us answer to anybody that are on here. Like Chris runs his own thing, I run my own thing. Like it's and
These
like
are just opinions. This is just, what do we say? Guys being dudes. Three guys being dudes.
But
talking about a city we're passionate about.
No rules.
Yeah, exactly.
No regrets.
Exactly.
What movie is that? The dude has a tattoo that's misspelled. That says
no regrets.
Yeah.
No regrets, man. No regrets. I think I'm just as excited to like encourage conversation around the ideas and collect more ideas from people. And then like, as you see these ideas, you're like, oh, wow, that's really cool. And then I don't know, hopefully just the right people see it, or you can collect those ideas and share them, I
can make sure the right people see it. If we get good ones, just send them to me and I'll forward them.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, you mentioned Visit Mobile. Yeah, if we get ideas, but I'm supposed to meet with them in the next couple of weeks and just brainstorm with them or whatever. So like,
can we take this opportunity to like celebrate David Clark and Lanyap and all of them for completely reversing fake news that had national recognition that bashed the city of Mobile? Can we do that? Again, this isn't a political podcast.
No,
but just it's us being happy that I knew without looking at any data, we were not number 2, right? And what is the number? I'm going to butcher it. It's 70 something, high 70s, I think.
Yeah.
But it has been corrected by Forbes, by all of these people. So I just wanted to say, let's sell it. Like, kudos to them. When I saw David on the front page of the Lanyap, I was like smiling from ear to ear.
So yeah, was Forbes one of the articles that had that? I know one of them, I think was Wealth of Geeks, right? Does that sound familiar?
There was a multiple. So basically, they call them listicles, these things that are going. And it's one source that puts it out, and then you basically have glorified plagiarism across the rest of the board, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know all the platforms, but it was multiple platforms.
Forbes basically reposted the same article.
Okay, that's what it was.
Crediting the Wealth of Geeks or whoever wrote it originally.
That's right.
Yeah. Gotcha. I think so. Here's the thing. The funny thing is, like me having the insider track. Not the insider track, but Wealth of Geeks, I actually know the brand before the article ever came out. Like in my personal brand, I'm in the, like, some of what I write about is personal finance stuff. And so I've come across them as a blog, right? So
right.
Them creating that article is not their normal wheelhouse of content.
And I don't even think it was evil doing on their behalf. I think it was honest, mistaken journalism, right? I'm sure it happens every single day. It just stands out to you when it affects you, right?
Yeah. But by no means.
I also want to say that nothing against Forbes or the company we're talking about. I'm sure that it was honest journalism, that you just missed the mark, right? They got bad data.
I have no idea. Like, by no means am I saying they like made a skewed list or it was like the best of their ability. I can tell you this, though, what their goal is as a blog. I don't know if it was successful in other cities to get attention, but I can guarantee that tons of people have read and been to that article. That post has probably made that company. I mean, from our city, if I had to guess, I don't know. I mean, probably more than $1,000 just from locals being like,
controversy sales, like, right?
Yeah.
We tried to fight it back in the day. Unfortunately, nobody on my team had any experience in media with positive press. It was a great idea with the worst execution, right? But that's the same thing. It's just like, man, clickbait is clickbait because clickbait makes money.
Yeah. Yeah, and so yeah, I have zero idea of their like what their goals or intentions. Like no idea. All I know is that the result for them is like they're probably like, this is amazing. These people, all these cities are up in arms. They're talking about it. Yeah, we're getting all this attention. Look at our site traffic's going through the roof. I mean, like
Feel
so
the
from
phone
that
ring and it's
side-
like, hello, this is the FBI.
oh my gosh, yeah. I mean,
Anyways, I took us off on this tangent. We weren't even
No.
talking about this. So I'm
No.
sorry. I know you said no rules, but I also don't want to like steer us completely opposite of what we want to talk about.
no, it's totally good. You bringing up that point. So the where would you put this iconic thing that would be Instagrammable? Do you have any ideas already? I'm not going to say, the person
No.
the person in the
but-
comments said like Mardi Gras Park. They're like, dude, put it there. Like put it in Mardi Gras Park, like a big space or something.
No, I don't know. And that would honestly be a question for like, the city and the mayor's office of like, where could we, right? Because it needs to be a city-owned property. We don't want to put that off on private business unless they are, on board with realizing what the ROI would be to that. So I don't know.
Right.
But I know that Lucy would certainly have far better, more qualified ideas than Andy. Somewhere in downtown, though, I would say downtown, right? So we can and I would even narrow that down to say the entertainment district, just for the simple fact of like ROI of foot traffic being in that space.
Where have you guys seen these, let's call them Instagrammable or famous spots? Do y'all have any that pop to your mind? So you mentioned Nashville and it has a name?
It's called The Wings. Yeah,
The Wings.
in the
Okay.
Gulch. They might be called the Gulch Wings. I don't know.
Okay.
It's on the side of, it's not Barry's Boot Camp. It might be the side of the Tzatziki's. I don't know. It's right by a big parking garage. It's iconic.
Gotcha. I went to Austin. There's a sign that's on the side of a building that says, I love you so much. I just Googled it real quick. When I went by this spot, it's in a section of town. There was definitely a line of like 30 people waiting to get their picture by this. Literally paint on the building that says, I love you so much. It's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's become iconic because people take the photos, share the photos, then everyone else wants their photo at that spot.
Absolutely. In Salt Lake City last week, there was in front of is it the Delta Center where the Utah Jazz plays? I think. But in front of it, there's like half a block of nothing but signs that are like custom street signs that all say something witty on them, that are all like this deep philosophical meaning, right? But it's literally like, I took a video, maybe I saved it to my camera roll, but it's maybe 100 to 150 just signs that are all different heights, different shapes. It's like super abstract. It was just really cool. But I don't know if people take their pictures in front of it. I mean, I did, because I was like, here's good old Andy from Mobile, Alabama. I've never seen anything like this.
No. Yeah, that's cool. Chris, does anything come to mind for you?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay.
I've seen a few like New Orleans or places like that, but I can't think of one that's just iconic.
I'm gonna do a little research on that just because it's part of what we do here. I'll do it later.
Big research guy.
I know. I mean, I know that this conversation's been had for sure, like with Visit Mobile and David. I'm sure this conversation's been had. Honestly, you know what is super cool? Like that love heart in downtown is so cool. That's probably one of our. I mean, we have so many murals now and a lot of photographed spots and places.
We have cool stuff. We just got to get the people to take the pictures of it and promote it, right? Like, is it the police precinct that's right next to the old Arts Council, not where they're at now, but that has the guy who created the Super Soaker that's from Mobile on the side of it? Yeah. I'm just now getting back into downtown after a 2-year sabbatical, right? So I'm still a little fuzzy on where things are, but we have that. I mean, I know we have a Muhammad Ali one down by Hoffman. Actually, that building we might have lost that in the fire. I'm not sure. But that little corner right there by Hoffman Furniture, we used to have like Ali and a couple other people. I think Hank Aaron. Like we have some iconic people that I think it would be great. Maybe we made a mural that like honored all of them in one spot. Maybe that would be picture worthy. I don't know. I'm just an amateur thinking.
And don't forget the one on Post, on the side of Post, the Mobile mural there.
Yes.
The amount of murals, there's a ton. It's kind of funny. Earlier when you said Super Soaker, I had to look him up because it's Dr. Lonnie Johnson. In my head, I want to say Kenny Loggins. I was like, don't say that out loud. It's not Kenny Loggins, man. I'm pretty sure that's the Danger Zone guy, right? Kenny Loggins. Isn't that Kenny Loggins? Yeah.
I also think that I think that I want to get in I just randomly, this is kind of irrelevant, but like, I'm on the wave of like, let's celebrate people before they're dead who have done great things, right? Like, why do you have to die before the city shows you love? Like, let's go ahead and throw Jake Peavy on that mural. You know what I mean? We don't have to wait till he's in the ground. You don't agree? Like, isn't that kind of weird how society does that? Like, let's
I
celebrate
agree.
you while you're here with us.
Is
That's just my 2
It's
cents.
like Kenny Saylor getting in the Hall of Fame after he died.
Kenny was a great mentor of mine, like did really well. When I worked in NASCAR, he sponsored our race team with his private wine label. Amazing guy. But yeah, another example, like, dude, we didn't have to wait for Kenny to be gone to celebrate him. Like, and I did it, and a lot of people did it. I'm not saying it, I'm not bashing anybody saying we did, but like, let's go ahead and give them their flowers before they're on their gravesite. You know what I mean?
Jimmy Buffett needed that mural before he died.
Yeah.
Totally. So I'm thinking of that. So you said something though that made me think like we have tons of photo worthy spots, and I think a lot of these famous things in cities, they're not necessarily people, because people coming may be like, I don't know who this. Now they may know who it is, but they may not know. I'm just thinking of like those wings. I'm thinking of that thing in Austin that's like, I love you so much. When I do more research, I'm gonna look for that as a recurring theme. Like, is it a art feature? Or is it? So I'm gonna do a little research on that, and then
I think an art feature with a one-liner is like
maybe
the double whammy, right? Now, what that should be, that's for the experts.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I wonder if part of it is just like, how can we? Is there something the city and like Visit Mobile and like us and like Land, whatever, like different organizations, like you, me, everyone, like that we can do to encourage the photos in front of that thing? Like, is it like some citywide contest that's like a forever contest? It's like, hey, if you and maybe something like that's running already.
The first idea that pops to mind is like for us to get good reviews on TripAdvisor and stuff with the duck boats and national like social media publicity. I would always reach out to influencers weekly and say, hey, anytime you pass through Mobile, if you're a blogger or fashionista, whatever you are, influencer, right? That's a wide term now. But I would say, I have you free tickets on the duck boats. It can be part of your vlog. It can be what you can shoot promo, whatever. Same thing. If we roll out the red carpet for people to come to Mobile that have large platforms, that's how you go viral. At least that's how it was when I left the game back in 2021, right? I'm just now getting back in, but I would assume that that's still your best marketing tactic for that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good, for sure. I mean, people that create content, they're gonna, if you have to entice them to create it about your area. If they're not already gonna do it, then
buy-in though, right?
How can you
Somebody
encourage them?
saying, Pete saying, hey, you have a free meal at Squid Inks. Battle House saying, hey, you have a free stay at our hotel. Chris saying, hey, I'm going to take you on a tour that just makes you fall in love with this city. It takes buy-in from everybody. But yeah, let's make sure that we have something that they can take a picture in front of in the middle of all of those things. But yeah, I think you roll out the red carpet for people who make sense and who are on brand and same mission with what we're going for. And you say, come on, like, let us show you what we have right here.
Yeah. I'd be interested to. I'll just be interested to hear like from some other of those folks in town that we've already mentioned, right? Like Visit Mobile,
Right.
David Clark and Lucy. I'd be interested to hear or just learn. Like,
I'm sure they're having these same conversations
exactly
every week. Yep.
They are. I know they are. Yeah, they're going to these conferences and they're making relationships and pitching it to these travel writers and bloggers all the time.
Yeah,
exactly.
I have them on my tour pretty often.
Awesome.
Hey, so Chris, is that from you or is that from Visit Mobile?
That's
Connecting
Visit Mobile.
You? Yeah,
making those relationships.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
Gotcha. How do they decide if someone's like a good fit or like their audience size? Like, do they do you know? Do research on their brand or their blog or something?
I think so. Yeah, I think they vet them pretty well, and they look at their following and they also look at probably what magazines they write for as well.
Yeah,
Right.
A lot of these writers will pitch to different editors of different magazines, so they may not be a writer of one particular magazine, but they'll pitch it to several magazines, and you just kind of hope that Garden and Gun picks it up, or Food and Wine, or something like that. That's got a big following.
Yeah. No, that's yeah, those are smart marketing dollars. Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming they like will. I mean, I'm assuming they'll like pay for those folks to
They
come
do.
to
They'll
town
comp their
and
whole trip.
experience. Yeah, exactly. Which makes total sense.
If
They're probably
again,
yeah.
they've got to be. You've got to be a
Certain
legit.
criteria has to be met. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
We don't want to light our tourism budget on fire, right? But we'll invest it in the right individuals.
Yeah, yeah, it's just part of their marketing budget. Yeah, I mean, I think it's smart.
They will invest it.
Yeah. But no, it's partially we. I mean, some of that tax dollars, goes into I think, right? Visitmobile is partially funded by like some cities.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I think so.
Yeah.
When I start paying taxes again this year, I'll be a part of that.
You're back in, man.
Shout out to Uncle Sam. We're gonna be friends again. I'm having calls every day. I promise. We're gonna be cool again.
Yeah. Y'all are making up.
We're making up for lost time. Yep, that's right.
Y'all are gonna be tight. Okay. I think that's the perfect thing. Like that's my last thing, man. I wanna think on that like big item and do some like further research or whatever.
Yeah.
Either of you guys
Maybe there'll be a part 2. Maybe we'll say, hey, remember when we had that idea and we pitched it to so and so? Look at this mural.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah, it's like I would definitely just be interested to learn their conversations, like the other folks, and just kind of not like be a part of them. I'm not saying like they need to, but I don't know. I think it's cool to talk about this publicly, and then let people in the public. It's kind of fun to try to like put it out there and let them give their ideas and thoughts, because people have really good ideas. So yeah, do you guys have? Is there anything else, dude? Chris. Dude, I'm not letting you get away without talking about a freaking book. Andy, Chris is a published author now. So literally books just came in the mail. When did you get them, Chris?
Congrats.
Yeah, about a week ago. Yeah, books are in. They'll be in bookstores starting Monday.
Show us your book, dude. Put the picture up.
Let us see that cover. Nice. Now read it to me, the title, because I'm dodging the eye doctor. Oh, awesome. Awesome.
So it's 12 chapters of a period of Mobile's history, or just they also tie into a modern day restaurant. So that's kind of how I tied in. So it's a lot of history of Mobile, a lot of food history, some really cool stories in there too. Some stories about jambalaya that really aren't, haven't really been made public, I don't think. And
should I wait to read it until I'm off this intense diet and I'm back at my goal weight?
Yes.
Okay. I'll buy it now. That supports you. I'll read it, let's say Q2 of next year.
All right.
Q2.
And I can't
there
wait.
Are pictures.
I can't wait.
You could scroll through and look at the pictures.
That might get me further off the wagon than reading the text. That's what I do to most books anyways, Chris. Like, I'm a big picture book guy.
All right. I got you then.
So
awesome.
So Chris, I interrupted you when you said the date. October 23rd. You said
October 23rd. That's a Monday.
Yeah.
And there will be a launch party at the Haunted Bookshop that night, 5:30 to 7:30. Everybody's invited. Y'all come out. We'll have some food from some local restaurants.
Did that Haunted Bookstore relocate? Is it not on Dolphin anymore?
They're right across the street from the Singer Theater.
Okay, gotcha.
Ty and Joe.
They're still on Dolphin, just a different spot at Dolphin. Got you.
Yep.
Awesome.
Right across from the Singer Theater.
Be there or be square.
Be there.
So that's the 23rd. I think, yeah, man, we actually have that on our calendar. So are you like signing books? Will you be signing books? Okay,
I'll be
cool.
signing them.
All right. I'm gonna keep mine pristine, man. I'm gonna
autographed
copy. Keep it pristine so that when you write that 12th book or whatever, that first edition's gonna be edition's gonna be worth a lot, man.
That's right.
When you read this first one, don't dog-ear any of the pages, and when you're done, put it in a shadow box.
Exactly. I should probably buy 2.
Collectible.
I should probably buy 2. I should have the reading version and the signed version that we put aside. Old collector Budget Brooks here, thinking of investments, trying to.
That's why they pay this guy the big bucks. He has those ideas. I would have gently read mine.
Oh man, I don't know. All right, any other? So okay, people are gonna have apple bottom jeans on or whatever, and there's so many events.
T-Pain.
October is nuts. Like,
and beautiful weather. Like, we're being blessed by God right now. Like, I'm a jacket and shorts guy as long as I can be. Like, or I'll go the vest option, right? Vest and flannel. But if I can get away with jacket and shorts until like Mardi Gras, it's a successful winter for me. And I try my hardest. Even if sometimes I don't need to be in jacket and shorts, I might get sick. I'm that guy.
You can do it because it's lower Alabama, and it ain't gonna be that many days where that's
not
right. Doable. You can make it work.
Only a couple miserable days to stick to the lifestyle.
You can make it work, man. You can make it work. All right, boys. Any final last words? Are we cutting this off?
All right, apple bottom jeans, founded by Nelly, 2002. They are a brand, and they are
Snap.
generally designed for women with full hips.
Now,
Snap.
last time
They're
we
definitely
had a
summer.
major music event in this same spot, Mardi Gras Park, this venue, Nelly was the performer for Senior Bowl, right? And what's crazy about this whole thing is when I would send off the last duck boat to her every afternoon, I would watch the sunset from the top of Fort Condi, and I would look over Mardi Gras Park that was started in construction process even when I started to think this, and I saw the background, the skyscraper, right? And I said, dude, we should host a music festival here. Isn't that crazy? In
Yeah.
2016, 17, nuts. So that's my parting words. Also, the stuff that I'm going to do for Movember and stuff next year, I'd love to come back on the podcast after the first of the year. I'm under a lot of NDAs right now, so I'm not really at liberty to disclose, but it'll be really awesome. And so will the T-Pain concert on Friday night. I unfortunately won't be present. I had a schedule conflict. I have to do some travel, but I want everyone who does show up to tag me in their video so I can live through it through Instagram while I'm on the road.
Live vicariously through the other people, man.
That's
So,
right.
What I'm thinking about right before we leave is how idiotic my conversation and comments were about apple bottom jeans earlier. How we had no clue. I was like, I think it's about the buns. It's the girl's booty or something.
I guarantee you it accentuates the buns. That's where you get the name from. We're not missing the mark.
That's
too
what
bad.
I thought. Apple bottoms. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Anyways, okay, but it's an actual brand, legit. I love it. All right, boys.
Now we
Enjoyed
got
hanging
more
out with
street
y'all.
cred because we know.
Exactly. Stick around. Y'all stick around for a little bit, and yeah, just hang on, and we'll see y'all later.